Now, I can understand that some people don't live in the best neighborhoods, such as maybe you might live in Philadelphia, Cali, Louisiana, and New Orleans, actually. I can understand it because not, you may not be in the best area. But in Phil's case, he lives in what, Renton? Which is not that far from Seattle. And the last time I checked, Renton doesn't have that too much bad of a crime rate. And yet Philadelphia is complaining and bitching about how Seattle's gotten so bad. And the funniest thing is, from what I seen the other day, one of his audience actually kind of, correct him on that. How did Phil respond to it? Well, let's find out, shall we? And let's go to my boy Snort Hogan. Let's see what he got for us today.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Hogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
See, here's a hilarious thing. You ready for this? Someone in chat just said, "Oh, I just came back from a 5-day Seattle trip and it was fine. No crime or anything. It's not a big deal." All right.
Phil, here's the funniest thing. Here's the funniest thing, Phil. It's actually not too bad over from Seattle. One of my cousins went to Seattle not too long ago, and they said it's actually pretty good. So why are you over here calling this person out when they're letting you know that it's really not that bad in Seattle, huh, Phil?
This one. All right, Dr. Knesson. Where did you go? What did you do in Seattle? I want to hear your whole agenda. Let's hear it from start to finish, because I live here. So I know if you're a liar.
The fuck you think you talking to?
First and foremost, motherfucker, you're actually one of the biggest liars on the goddamn internet. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Second of all, two, you're starting to really piss me off. Who the hell you think you are, being Mr. High and Mighty? First and foremost, you live in a very nice, safe neighborhood. Okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna do you a little favor. I'm gonna pull up the top 10 most dangerous cities in the United States of America. Matter of fact, here it is. And it turns out, Phil, that Renton and Seattle are not in the top 10. It's actually from the list, you see Baltimore, you see Memphis, you see all of them. Matter of fact, you even see Detroit up in there. These cities actually have the most highest crime rates, the most critical city that's got so much crime, from murder to stealing, theft, all this other stuff, Bill. So no, you live in a pretty nice neighborhood. I'm sure Seattle has some crime, but not the way you want to bring it up.
Let's see what you did for your nice trip of 5 days, and it was such a beautiful visit, right? Let's see how quick he is to answer. Because you want to be a smart aleck in my chat, right?
No, you actually being a complete asshole right now, and I'm calling you out, Phil. First of all, you have no right to actually put this person on blast when all they let you know that, hey, I went to Seattle for 5 days, and it was pretty good. And it was actually pretty safe, and it wasn't the way you was talking, Phil. And instead of just simply ignoring it, you want to continue to be this almighty. Let me make something crystal clear here, Phil. You live in the United States of America, not in the United States of Phil, okay? People have a right to have an opinion, and if you don't like it, you don't actually have to address it, you dumbass.
Oh, yeah, let's disprove Phil. Let's see how this one goes, huh, brother? All right. Anyway, let's Oopsie poopsie, you probably didn't think I was going to do that, did you? I just received a
oopsie poopsie. What kind of word is that, dummy? You mean oops? Oh well. And I guess you didn't think that we detractors wanted to call your ass out on this one.
tip. Someone is complaining about how I treat people. Well,
Rightfully so, like how you treated Doctor whoever this person was. You treated them like they were crap, and all they said was Seattle was as bad as you said it was, Phil. Again, this is the reason why people like to call you out, including me, to show you how much of a pathetic individual you are. Matter of fact, a pathetic piece of shit.
no, all right? I do not go out of my way to treat people badly. In fact, for my opinion is, you give everyone the benefit.
I apologize for pausing so much, but Phil, look how the way you treated 672 last week. Look how you treated that person. Pretty much banned them and said, hey, you want to come in, you gotta make a public apology. And guess what? If I went to any other streamer that was live streaming whatever, and they told me that, you know what I tell them you can kiss my ass. Guess what, Phil? I'm gonna tell you, since 672 don't have the balls, I'm gonna say kiss my ass, Phil. You can take your live streams and shove it.
Right? You're nice, be nice to everyone. The only time that you should ever clap back is if someone is actively going out of their way to try to do something nasty to you. And then, hey, man, if they screw you over or whatever, then that's that. You gave them their chance. They acted that way. And you know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
The same can be said to you, Phil. You fool a lot of people once. After a while, they caught on to your bullshit. They broke away the hypnosis, you dumbass.
My life now, all right? So when you get a situation where you get someone coming into your chat and they're going to say something immediately that's negative, like, oh, I don't believe anything you just said about where you live because I was just on a 5-day trip. And okay, dude, I really believe you, right? I fucking lived here for 9 years, but you were here for 5 days, but I'm supposed to know you.
You may have lived there for 9 days. I mean, 9 days. You may have lived there for 9 years, Phil. But you stream 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. You pretty much stay at your house all the time. You don't go out. You don't socialize. The only time you go out is once a week to go out to do your errands, your grocery shopping. You don't interact, Phil. So yeah, they have a reason to call your ass out.
Than me, right? So let's hear it. You know, let's fucking have it. Let's hear it. If you think that's being a dick, well then don't come into my chat and drop nonsense. What did you think was gonna happen? Right? People were gonna put you up on a chair and lift you above like the hero of the chat because you said something anti-Phil. This is, where did you think you are?
First and foremost, where do you think you are, Phil? You're on YouTube. Guess what? When you make videos, definitely doing dumb takes like this, people such as myself are gonna make a video on it, responding, calling your ass out. So there you go.
Tractor stream. You're on my stream and you said it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I'm not just gonna actively sit here and be nasty to people for no reason, but if people comes in here and they try to derail stuff or they try to be negative.
All right, let me cool off a little bit because I actually been venting so much, but pretty much he's going to say that how he's this most nice guy when there's been so many times out of literally when somebody says, hey Phil, you're wrong about this, he gets all hissy fit, his panties go all a hissy fit, and next thing you know he all goes on a rant, a bitch fest, whatever, complaining, whatever, and then ban them. So no, Phil, you are definitely an asshole. You need to be treated as one.
Whatever, then that's how you're gonna get treated. You started it. Don't start something you don't want to finish. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, as they say.
Same with you, Phil. Since you want to play dumb games, here's a stupid surprise. Guess what? I'm making a video on this, and many others have.
Thank you, Aquilak, by the way, for that super chat. I wanted to get you on the leaderboard there. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. Downtown Seattle, Pike Place, The Wharf, ferry to Bainbridge Island, Kirkland, and Greenwood. No disrespect, not disproving you. I wanted to add to the discussion. So I'm curious what you did. When you say downtown Seattle, okay, that's great. What did you do in downtown Seattle? When you say Pike Place and The Wharf, what did you do?
Fuck off!
Phil, they don't have to explain anything what they did downtown. All you have to do is say, oh, you went to Seattle? Did you have a good time? Great, I'm glad you have a good time. And we kept it moving. Now you're going to be Mr. Nosy. And guess what, Phil? When you'll be Mr. Nosy, people are going to want to be nosy about your business. And again, I'll tell folks, please don't get into Phil's personal business. Please don't. But guess what, Phil? Guess what's going to happen? Since you want to be nosy, other people be nosy about what you do in Seattle. You stupid ass motherfucker.
Because you realize, like, that whole Pike Place Market Street, like with that original Starbucks, has been the most broken into Starbucks ever, to the point where I believe at one point they were discussing closing the original Starbucks location. And that's pretty fucked up. It's a historic thing. And they're actually talking about getting rid of it. You know what I'm saying?
Phil, more than likely, if they tear that Starbucks down, they're going to move it to another spot because this building might be very old. The foundation might not be sound. So guess what? Maybe they're just going to tear it down or perhaps remodel or do something. Because matter of fact, a high school that I live close by, they had to tear that down a few years ago and rebuild it back up, remodel and everything else to make it better, Phil. So why is that a problem?
Now, personally, I've never been to Bainbridge Island. I have been on the ferry, but I never went to Bainbridge Island. That I can't speak to.
So if you've never been to that island, why are you even talking about it, Phil?
Speak to downtown Seattle. I can speak to Pike Place Market. I can speak about the wharf. I can speak about all that stuff. I've been there, right? So I'd love to hear about your experience.
Okay, did you go down there to sightsee, to actually explore the land, explore the area, or do you just went out those areas just to do your quick errands? Because you do out there do your errands, you're not got enough time to see the layout of the land, stuff that goes on, the scenery, all that fine good stuff, Phil. You know, did you really take the time to do that? No, my guess is no. You just went out there, got your stuff, went home, went back to the snort fort, and continued to do your complete bullshit of streams you do on a daily basis.
I know personally of all the stuff going on down there, and it ain't pretty. There are constant reports of crime, break-ins, smash and grabs, theft, and the people don't want to be there.
Phil, listen to me carefully, okay? Again, I just looked this up. Seattle's crime rate is not as bad as, let's say, As a matter of fact, it's not as bad as Camden. It's not as bad as Philly. It's not as bad as Detroit, Oakland, Los Angeles. It's not as bad as those cities, Phil. You actually live in a very, very decent area, a very decent city, since you live in Renton, which is not too far from Seattle. Now, I'm not saying this is crime, it does, but it's not in the top 10 of one of the most dangerous cities in the United States of America, Phil. So try again.
But you got lucky. It doesn't sound to me like you spent 5 days there, right? It sounds like maybe you walked through one day, and just at that point, there was nothing fishy going on, so maybe you had a good time. But that's not representative of what it's like here all the time. You understand?
Have you done anything to counteract, Phil? Have you actually went down there, recording stuff like that to show us how Seattle is? No, you didn't, you dumb motherfucker. This other person actually spent 5 days in Seattle, had a good time. I want to take their word over yours. You almost when we said the R word. You stupid reject.
Okay. Rich 88 just did a super chat. He says, doesn't Pink Gorilla video game store in Seattle keep getting robbed? I don't know about that, but I wish this was an exaggeration. I see stories all the time.
Excuse me, Mr. Liar. If you see stories, then you should know if that store is constantly getting robbed. How is it that you say you don't know when you claim you know? Either you do or you don't. So right now, you're pretty much lying on yourself once again.
It says stuff like, this store got robbed, then it got robbed again, then it got robbed again within 2 weeks. And now the store owner is saying, I think I'm going to just close my business because I just can't deal with this anymore, and the police do nothing about it. And that's not that's the rare case. I've seen that probably 10 times in the last year as news coming out of Seattle.
Now, that is a very sad thing. I actually have seen it happen before around my area where a Dollar General that was in my area that was going pretty well, but what happened was crime kept happening, and unfortunately they had to shut down that Dollar General, and it is a very sad thing to see that happen. However, in Phil's case, I don't believe him because, number one, remember, ladies and gentlemen, he's home pretty much 80% of the time in his house. He only goes out once a week. So any information, unless he has proper sources to show it, I will not believe one bit.
I wish it was an exaggeration. It's not. It's common now.
No, you are making a big deal of nothing. You're doing this, and you also did the same thing where, aka, you got robbed at the store, which you really wasn't.
Becoming a common thing. Again, I've been to that original Starbucks location 3 times. I went there once when I originally was sightseeing around here to see if I wanted to move here. I went there again. When I had first moved here, and
Notice how he had to come with something very quick on the fly there, ladies and gentlemen. It took him a good solid 3 to 5 seconds. So that tells you straight up that he didn't really sightsee. He only saw it online, came over there for maybe, I don't know, let's say 1 day, just saw this place. Oh, this is the place it's gonna be, and just moved straight over here.
Tourism, and then I went there one more time with Kat in 2018. And each time I went there, it was all right. There were a lot of people there. Like, why would you wait in line just to get a coffee at the original Starbucks? It's literally the same as every other Starbucks, right? But now, like I said, I keep seeing these stories that it keeps getting busted into. The front window's been smashed like 4 times in the last couple of years, which is expensive to replace.
Okay, the front window's been smashed the last couple of years. In other words, it happens once a year apparently. Probably either a disgruntled employee to a unhappy customer, Phil. So no, that tells me that place doesn't get robbed as often as Phil makes it be. Now, if it was like getting its window smashed 4 times a year, then that would be a bit of a problem. Then I would agree with him. But no, you talk about only smashed 4 times in the past couple years. So in other words, it hasn't happened that often.
There's just crime, and that's right on the street where the Dr. Knesson says that he was on, for that Pike Place. Yeah, that's on the street.
Excuse me, Dr. Kessens. Anyways, Dr. Kessens, don't listen to this fool, cause let me help you out here, Doc. This dude right here, Phil. He stays in his house. He doesn't interact with nobody. He stays at home all day long. Okay, I'm willing to believe your word over his, and you do not owe him a single explanation of what you did downtown. You don't have to tell him a damn thing. You can actually tell Phil to take his response and shove it. You'll be doing yourself a great favor.
That's a common thing. Was it the same Starbucks the guy got stabbed in front of? I don't think so. I think that one was the downtown Seattle Starbucks.
See, once again, Mr. Know-It-All. How is that when somebody asks you, was this the same place this person got stabbed at, you get and say, oh, I don't know. How is it you don't know, Phil, and yet you claim you know? See, once again, you just be lying making lies after lies after lies, and each time it gets worse and worse and worse. You make it so easy for people to call you out, motherfucker.
Downtown Seattle is blocks away, and it's very like almost like skyscraper-ish, but they're not really that big, but they're big buildings, like office buildings, but all the businesses are on the ground level, and there's a bunch of restaurants, shopping, that kind of stuff around there. And that's the area where they're trying to hire people, because literally no one wants to work in downtown Seattle. The wages have gone way up there. I'm not kidding when I told you $22 an hour to work at McDonald's.
At some point in time, I'm actually going to show how much the wages are in this video, just to prove this motherfucker wrong. But pretty much, if that's the case, Phil, then it will give some people to want to work there, because they need, in other words, they still need a way to live. They need to find a way to put bread on the table, food on the table, keep the lights on, Phil. So I'm actually going to do a little research and post this video just to prove how much of a liar you are.
In Seattle, because no one wants to work the job. Everyone quits when they get there because it's horrible. So no one will hold, they have no one to work. They're all understaffed and shit. No one wants to work in downtown Seattle.
Phil, that's not just in Seattle. That's actually throughout the whole nation. We're still in the process of actually doing a lot better since we've been coming out of the pandemic. But there's still places that are still having a worker shortage for other reasons, Phil. It's not just in Seattle.
All right, he says, I walked around and shopped mostly, went to a few breweries and restaurants. You're right. Maybe I got lucky. Just enjoyed my time. That's all. Sorry for the drama. Wasn't an attack. All right. But
Doc, you shouldn't explain nothing to this idiot. He owes you completely nothing. Like I said, you should have told him straight up, Phil, you can go shove it. You'd be doing yourself a favor and us a favor.
to my chat to be contradictory to what I was saying. Like, why? What did that prove?
First and foremost, he's trying to let you know it's not as bad as what it seems. That's what he was trying to tell you, Phil, because you like to make a big thing out of exactly nothing. That's what it was proving, Phil.
Nothing. I'm happy you went on a vacation. If you're telling the truth,
Oh, he's telling the truth. Again, I believe him more than your dumbass.
you went on a vacation and you enjoyed yourself and you had no negative situations. I'm very happy to hear that, because that's not what's common here. Like I said, the people who live here don't want to fucking be here anymore. We had enough.
If they don't want to be there, they will literally start moving. And from what I've seen, Phil, Seattle is actually a decent place. Not too people are moving out there. Okay, so again, I love the lies you keep spewing.
Ridiculous. The crime's going up. It's nonstop. Okay. Any last minute stuff, guys? Anyone want to tag me in the chat or anything?
Somebody tag him chat with a whole bunch of middle fingers and a piggy face.
Quickly. Wow. Here, just listen to this. The memes are so old, people are so dumb, they get the negative detractor memes wrong. Someone just said in the chat, I thought Seattle air cured your leg. My leg. Apparently I have a peg leg or something. Did you guys know that? Do you
Dummy. He's talking about your gout, your situation that he's asking, saying he thought Seattle helped you with your gout, Phil. That's what he meant by that.
meme right? Holy shit, that's pretty bad. You got the meme wrong.
You got the meme wrong. Yeah. Snot.
Yikes. I've done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done it. I've made content for so long. Over 15 years, people can't remember the negative memes anymore. They've forgotten the memes, and they just spout nonsense now. This is great.
No. Like, for example, the Banana song, May 1st. The part when you did the mating call. No, we never get none of the memes, Phil. And also, let's not forget, my bills. None of us forgotten about that one.
I like that. In fact, you know what? I think he's earned a standing ovation for that one. That was great. Yes. Get the...
Phil, you put the A in asshole. You literally have. The fact that you're gonna stand up there, give applause, which is super cringe, and literally show how much of an asshole you completely are. Matter of fact, no, better yet, you are nothing more than a complete bona fide dick. And I hope one day somebody comes up to you and just slaps the shit out of you. I will laugh my ass off when that day happens. And YouTube, please don't strike the channel because I said that. I mean, somebody else do it. I'm not trying to tell people to go out and do it. Please don't. Please do it because of me. But anybody does it outside of it because it pisses you off, be my guest.
Yes. Yes. Very nice. That's absolutely amazing. Good stuff there. Happy Friday to you, Derek.
And he still got this stupid pedo in his goddamn chat and has not banned him. This should show you how much of an idiot he is, ladies and gentlemen.
My favorite foods as a kid, candy. I was a kid. I liked candy.
Excuse me, not pedo, but pretty much this weirdo. Okay, I'll say this much weirdo. Let me correct that because for somebody says I'm saying it wrong. This weirdo of a person that does some of the most sickest things. Derek, you are nothing more than a piece of shit.
Like every kid. That was my favorite food.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
Yeah, normally I'd be doing a bit more of giving more information out, cracking jokes. But when I saw this one, ladies and gentlemen, this one really pissed me off because the fact of it is, Phil want to sit here and tell somebody that what he sees is make the house Seattle so bad when it really is not. But anyways, let me go off, cool off, do some things, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Take it easy.